Welcome to WFinance&Stocks. Today we took a look at three European military stocks that has made their investors a lot of money lately, and we're going to take a look at their product lines and the financials of the companies. And the first company we take a look at here more deeply is Rheinmetall from Germany. And you who know your history might understand why Germany is very good at making military material. And this is a big company, and the stock price has really exploded. No pun intended. And going to take a look what their offering is, and also a brief look at their financials. So you can see here that they are headquartered in Düsseldorf in Germany, and they are leading international system suppliers in defense industry, and they are also driving forward-looking tech and industrial innovations. Yeah, so they are basically saying they're taking responsibility in a changing world as an integrated technology group. So this is how most military companies like to portray themselves, as keeping status quo, being that deterrent of power. So this is their sales and the margins, etc. And 42,000 employees and 176. So this is a very global company. Also, if we go down here a bit, we can see what they are doing. So they have vehicle systems, cars, tanks, etc., weapons and ammunitions, power systems, and electronic solutions. And through looking their latest news briefly, we can see what they are up to. So here they are having deliver rapid ammunitions industrial base expansions in the US. Some data corporations with the Finnish companies. They are saying here that they are making improvement in their growth, and they expand their defense businesses by almost a third. So this is a very fast growing company. And at the moment we have the NATO. So NATO is expanding. Countries around Europe are spending a bigger amount of money at the military at the moment, expanding their contribution to NATO. Before, maybe it was 1% of BNP. Now a lot of countries are doing 2, 3, 4, 5% of BNP. So this is an enormous change. And I can tell you that since 2022, 2023, some of these stocks has just increased 5, 10x. And actually a lot of politicians has made money here. For example, in Sweden, where I live, I know for a fact some politicians that disclose their holdings, and some of them did in fact own military stocks, and they were basically the ones deciding in these type of matters. So a little bit complicated, these type of situations. I guess people over in USA know about this. I think there are some people in YouTube tracking politicians and some of their stock choices, and they have outperformed the S&P 500, etc. So that is also interesting. Anyway, to continue here and not get stuck, they, basically they have supplying here for the war in Ukraine with the Skyranger 35. So they do everything. Here they have an agreement to acquisition of naval vessels, so boats. If we dive into here and see the vehicle systems they have, you can see it's tactics and logistics, and it's a very diverse portfolio. So there's all types of tactical vehicles in both wheels and tracks. And it's a beast. It's a beast, and all armies are actually buying from Rheinmetall. It's a huge company. And if we look at their weapons and ammunition, obviously they have direct fire, indirect fire, propulsion systems, protection systems, and project and services. And you can say it's the classic ones: tank guns, artillery, mortar systems, weapon stations, intelligent projectiles. So as you see, there are a lot of firepower. And why does a company like this have this increase in stock price? You can see here, not much is happening in a lot of years, and then here, starting 2022, this stock price is it now, I don't know if they have done stock split or something, but they had, I think it's just an increase of like 20x. So the market cap has 20x. So why you sometimes people wonder why is money involved in this in policy decisions around military operations, etc. And here you can say if politicians are allowed to own stocks, etc., in these type of companies, the policy decisions really matters, and these type of companies do profit massively from the type of development we have around the world. So this is a 20x of market cap, and obviously the question now is it too late to invest? Has the people already made all the money here on Rheinmetall, the European tank giant? We can see, take a look here at some of the financial um, metrics of the company. Um, so this is in euros, and you can see here that since 2021, the total revenue has doubled. So this is not just a fake improvement in stock price, but this might be hard if you're not an investor usually. Despite the revenue double, the stock price has 20x. So this is why it can be hard if you're not used to invest in the stock market, that having growth to the company and this type of growth, like 20-30% per year, makes made this company go from having a stock price that is not moving at all to just hit 20x in a couple of years. So it has made life-changing money. Personally, I did know that the defense industry in Europe was about to really hit the high gear, but I have stayed out of investing in it because of yeah, different reasons. But obviously, there are an opportunity for people who wants to make money at this type of place if you don't care about being on a moral high ground, etc. And what you can see here is they have pushed the revenues doubled, and despite the cost of revenue also doubled, um, the the gross profit is so much higher. So they can because the cost of revenue is coming from lower, so they keep more of the money. Sure, they are actually increasing the operating expense really fast, and this means that they don't have too much left in net income. But I think this is also because they want to increase their um, R&D, research and development, and just keep getting those numbers up. I think they had like $55 billion in backlog orders, and 55, yeah. And if you see here, just the overall revenue for a year is, let's say euros and dollars is the same. I think euros is a bit higher now, but let's say this is uh, 13, $13 billion. Then if they have that kind of backlog, you could say that this is probably a lot of growth coming for this company. And there is also why I think this type of increase in stock price is it has priced in continued growth for the company. The earnings per share here has almost tripled since 2021, and yeah, you can see the net income here. So that's about what I can say about this company. Let's see if there are any statistics here. We can see the market cap here. Just since 2024, it has almost fourfold, and yeah, also the valuation metrics here for them has tripled. And this is the type when you can make life-changing money, when a company's PE ratio goes from being stable around 15 and suddenly the company starts to grow, and they can, that means that they can have a valuation that is like a PE 45 instead of a PE of 15. If you are holding stocks in that type of company and they go from non-growth to a lot of growth, then you can yeah, the company has a high baseline of revenue and you start to grow from there, then you can make a lot of money in it. And I also like companies, usually when I invest, that has quite low price per sale. Now we just have until the to September of 2024. But if we go even back even more, these companies' price per sale were even lower, and now you can see that they can take a bigger. The valuations is higher overall for the company. Despite that, the peg ratio, that how much the earnings will continue to grow, is quite around one. So it's not super overpriced. So despite the uptick in market cap here, I think this company long term has more growth, and will be continued to go higher, maybe not as fast as it has now. And yeah, I think a lot of investors now also feel like when the world is where it is, it was more morally maybe something you didn't do, invest in military stocks. But now when the kind of framework and how people talk to each other and different countries talk to each other, maybe investors might change their way of thinking regarding investing in military companies, and might want to push the development in their home region. And actually, if these type of companies get higher stock prices, obviously they can um, usually grow faster and actually grow bigger and develop more products, which can make the region stronger, etc. So that is something to think about. So yeah, that's Rheinmetall. And the second company from Europe that we're gonna analyze here is Saab. It's a military company with a lot of capabilities. For example, here they receive orders from France for their global eye. Let's just dig in there a bit and see what it is. So this is $1.2 billion order, and this system is an advanced multi-domain solution with an array of active and passive sensors that provide long-range detection and identification. So that is one type of products that they have. And yeah, this stock has also made life-changing money for people. We're going to analyze the economic aspects of them also. But before, I want to show you their capabilities. I will be a bit faster now with this company and the next one, so the video don't get too long. So here we see that they sell to Poland signal intelligence ships. So that is very interesting. They have surveillance at the sea also. They have track fire remote weapon stations here, you can see. And also they receive orders for these RBS 70 Bolide missiles from Lithuania. So this is a really strong military company that sells a lot of products. Hopefully they sell solutions, not problems, for their customers. Um, and if we're gonna see their segments, they have air, land, naval, and security. And I think what they are most famous for is land. They are forecasting the future from above. That's how they put it. And they works to keep people and society safe in a complex and unpredictable world. They create innovative systems, products, and solutions at the forefront of tech to ensure that the clients have increased air security and defense capabilities. So they are quite good in selling in their products, the modern military companies. And yeah, you can see here the type of products they have: missile systems, communication systems, airborne surveillance, command and control, electronic warfare. But what they are most famous for, I think, and some of you might actually know this, is their fighter systems. So you can see here, do you recognize? It's the Gripen. That's their fighting in the air, their fighter jets. And the fighting in modern conflict requires being persistent and constantly one step ahead. And rapid technology progress has driven the development of longer reach weapons and radars, etc. So Gripen's unique avionics architecture is the definition of smart. So maybe it doesn't sound amazing, exciting, but it is a game changer. They can reconfigure the inside of Gripen without affecting the airframe. so they can rapidly upgrade Gripen's avionics whenever new technology becomes available. With Gripen, you will always have the newest, fastest computers running in the latest algorithms. So this is a very adaptable, modern fighter jet, and also it's actually a bit cheaper than, I think it's called F-15 or something, the similar type of fighter jets that they have in USA. Gripen is a bit cheaper and also a bit more agile. So a lot of companies like Canada and in South America, just say companies, I mean countries, has started to increase their orderings for Gripen. And the type of world we are in at the moment has really been a headwind for maybe some of the fighter jets in USA, and a tailwind for Gripen. So they have increased the number of customers that they have based on the fact that Europe now is supposed to increase their capabilities, their contribution to NATO, and also do not only rely on companies outside of Europe. They need to be sustainable in terms of providing military equipment, etc., from themselves also, and this has benefited Saab and their product portfolio. For example, Gripen, that is a very agile fire jet, and also this fire jet can uh, when it's done and it's gonna enter ground level, it doesn't need as much space as some other fighter jets when it's gonna land. So that is also a positive, being quite flexible in uncertain terrains, etc. So yeah, this is might be the best product. And this is the stock price of Saab latest 5 years. You can see 1,100% gains. So this company has also made life-changing money. And for the people who thought that Europe is not ramping up spending, I guess this type of shorts might make you change your mind. And if you knew at the moment just how much these type of companies would increase the revenue and how much that would affect the stock price, I think a lot more people could have made game changing money. But at the moment here in during 2021 2022, I do think that more people were thinking that you should not invest in military companies, and especially not own stocks, etc., because it was like the morally wrong thing to do. But I think when you analyze how the society has evolved since that, and all the threats that are coming from left and right, up and down, and how countries and maybe EU, United States, etc., are talking with each other, and how the war is continuing in Ukraine and Russia, and also other type of conflicts and tensions around the world, I think people has may change their minds, and a lot more, what can I say, normal investors are thinking about going into military stocks because they might feel, oh, I can make money and it might be good for the country. So when they were like thinking maybe I shouldn't, now the morality of it has changed, and that is also, I think, a factor that affects that the valuations of these type of companies actually increase. So it's not just the revenue and the earnings. I think it's also the sentiment that is okay to invest in military stocks. Before the last company, I want to show you some stats here. So here you can see the valuations since summer 2024. So what we are willing to pay for this company per revenue is higher now. It's doubled from 2.53 price per sales. Now it's 5.34. So when you invest in a company, you want to find this as low as you can and hit that and follow it so the valuations get higher. So then you get the double boost. You get the boost that the company is increasing revenues, etc., and you also get that valuation premium. So and that is something to think about when you invest here. We can also see that the price per earnings has been a bit lower here during 2024, and now it's 50, so it's getting a bit more expensive. Also, don't forget that this is in probably around 38 billion dollars, not 384 billion dollars. So this is in Swedish krona. Yahoo Finance do not have the capability to just change this. It's kind of something to think about. And just last here with with the Saab, you can see here the revenue, how it has increased from 39. Um, so this is in Swedish krona, so 3.9 billion dollars to, for example, 72 billion dollars. To make it easy, I think the dollar actually has been like 1 Swedish krona is 12 Swedish krona is $1, but now I think it's like 8.5 Swedish krona is $1. So the dollar is weakening at the moment versus the rest of the world, depending on some macro environment, etc. Anyway, we'll leave that out for another video. So let's just say that a Swedish krona is worth is 10 Swedish krona on $1 to make it easy here. So the revenue is up a lot. The operating income is a lot higher, 2021 compared to TTM, trailing 12 months, the latest 12 months. So obviously this company is earning a lot more money. It's quite interesting also to when you analyze companies, and also if you're going to invest, to see how this research and development R&D is going. And here you can see that they have doubled their R&D. That is the beautiful thing if you want your region to kind of get stronger in terms of tech and military and being in the forefront. Politicians are talking quite often about that they need to have the best AI, the best tech, etc. Here you can see that when these companies' stock prices really increase fast, they will get more money and more funding to increase their research and development, and they will earn money so that they can reinvest in research and development to make even better products. So here they will have doubled their research and development since 2021, and this will help Europe to be on the forefront and having the best tech out there. And this is that kind of compounding effect that you will see. So in 5 to 10 years, I guess this will make Europe even a fiercer factor when it comes to military equipments, etc. So this is not something you should sleep on. You can really see here that when companies are ramping up research and development, they do have money and they are gonna improve things very fast. Obviously, their expenses is getting higher despite that, and despite paying a bit more in interest. Their earnings before interest, taxes, and depreciation and amortizations is up a lot, and that also leads to higher net income. So you can see here, but despite net income going up maybe 250%, the stock price was up 1100%. So if you hit that growth and you invest before that growth curve just start to compound and being exponential in a company, you are gonna hit the jackpot. And that is what a lot of investors have done in Europe. And now everyone needs to think about, is it time to go in, or is it too late? Is these companies gonna continue to have this type of valuations? Because when the day comes when the war is ending in Ukraine and maybe the NATO spending is kind of decreasing and the accelerated growth of these companies starts to slow down, I think it can be a backlash on some of the valuations here. But at the moment, I do think there are more upside here based on the backlogs that these companies have and the amount of increased spending that a lot of countries will do the coming 5 to 10 years regarding NATO, especially, and bring up their what can I say, their spending as a part of their total BNP from maybe 1-2% up to 5%. So it will be very interesting to follow. Anyway, that's all I have about Saab. And the last company we have is Thales. It's a company from France, and they are building a future we can trust. Yeah, this is, I think, a company that is kind of similar to Palantir in the USA. They support businesses, organizations, governments in addressing tomorrow's major challenges by developing advanced defense security, cybersecurity, digital identity, aerospace solutions in the most sustainable way. So they are very good in AI, in pattern recognition, uh, identification, cyber and digital, aerospace, defense, etc. They have 33,500 researchers and engineers, 22,000 patents, I think the pronunciation is, and 800 dedicated AI experts. And you can see here they are quite good in things like the new quantum technologies to help transform our vision of the world. And yeah, this is just briefly what they all are all about. If we look just here at the defense part of their businesses before we head over to the financials, they are having a century of experience in the military domain. So this is really a military company. A lot of these companies are trying to kind of they are so good in tech that they are getting more into business, etc. Also, but Thales, yeah, they have established themselves as a powerhouse in the arms industry, and they are the leader in defense electronics. And they leverage this expertise to serve governments and, yeah, to ensure the stability and protection of their citizens. So they have both on land, sea, air, space, cyberspace, armed forces with the means to generate, collect, and share data. So this is what I meant with like the similarities with Palantir. I think this company actually has more in terms of sale. They are having a lot more sales of like equipment, etc. Also. So to achieve this, they maintain our operational security in the event of conflict. So it's designed to be reliable, resilient, and ethical. Yeah, and the high performance system that always work, and from a threat detection to neutralization, and to mission preparation to post mission analysis. So I also think they have some kind of software as a service SaaS offering here also, and integrating AI in that. So that is also some kind of similarities to Palantir. And yeah, their investments in key research areas have enabled they to tailor their solutions. You heard these type of things before. And here you can see that they support the Qatar Emiri Air Force and strengthening their air protection. The state of Alaska partners with Thales to launching the first mobile ID app for citizens. And yeah, the mobile ID, yeah, that's a some I think that people are afraid about. Yes, to having that surveillance. Yeah. Anyway, here you see they have some AI accelerator launched in Germany to drive AI for critical systems. They enhance helicopter pilot safety with top old digital display helmet. The role of heavy metal on the technological frontline. Where do they go? Yeah, I think that's enough. You understand the picture of Thales, a very interesting company that are, I think, if I compare them with the Rheinmetall and maybe Saab, these companies' stock price has not ballooned as much. It's 252% in 5 years, so it's a very solid gains here. You can see they probably have some great quarterly results here around 2022, and then steadily up, and then 2025 up a lot more. But having this company not being as fast growing as the other two, I think it might have we might have a better entering point in terms of if we're going to invest in any of the companies here. This is a very interesting company also if you have that AI perspective, artificial intelligence, the quantum, etc. They are in these type of industries also. So if you want to have that hybrid play between military and AI and tech, this might be your cup of tea. And obviously, I think in terms of the statistics here, we do see that the PEG ratio as 2, forward P 20, not super high. Um, Here we have a market cap that is higher than Saab, but lower than Rheinmetall, I think. And yeah, it's well, this company is doing fine economically. Price per sales at the moment is 2.51. So I think the valuation here is a bit more. What can I say? Manageable in terms of it's not overvalued at all. It's not pricing in as much growth as the other two, and that might not be strange because you can see here that the growth is not at the same level. The other two companies, Saab and Rheinmetall, they had almost doubled. Rheinmetall doubled, and Saab almost doubled in terms of revenue. This company has first, it's going from a higher baseline, so they have 16 billion euros here, 2021, and they have steadily increased their revenue, but not as much. So this is more that classic 10-15% per year. But if we are in a place here where they are going to accelerate the gains, I have not analyzed this company enough to know that, then this might be an interesting entry point as to if you want to invest in military stocks. So that's something to know about. You don't want the companies to have run too fast in terms of stock price increase before you go in, and you want to, maybe if you know that they have a huge backlog that is has increased a lot lately, and you feel like they are doing some good businesses going on and have new products that are gonna get released, then if you have that type of knowledge, then maybe you it's time to go in. And what we do know is like companies like Thales, they will continue to increase the need of that type of cybersecurity company in the military swear what can I say, military aspects of society. Will The importance of these companies will just increase, and therefore, if they, not knowing too much about them, I guess they will continue to increase their revenues going forward also. Let's see, before we just quit this video, I just want to see how their R&D is going. So this company has also increased their R&D, not as much as the other two, but still they increase it. And obviously you can see here that their net income is, yeah, not, they are not increasing their net income very much. They are rather reinvesting that. I think probably a company like Thales, there is like quite big from the beginning, has more. They are starting from a bigger organization, so they have more overhead costs, etc. And that is also probably something that investors sees in terms of raw numbers here, that their growth is lower and the margins might be a bit affected by just the sheer size of the company and everything that's going on. It seems to be a company that are doing a lot of things, from quantum computing to AI to defense to commercial, etc. So I think you have to do a lot of due diligence if you're gonna invest in Thales, but I still think that the stock has performed very good. What was it, 250% in 5 years, and they are having very interesting product lines. So I hope this is or was a video that was exciting for you and that provided you with something you maybe did not thought about before. And I actually was a bit surprised that these stocks had increased so much. I knew that a lot of people had made money at military stocks in Europe, but I maybe didn't really analyze it enough, because I did not know that it was like 1,800% in Rheinmetall, um, 1,100% in Saab, and 250% here in Thales. The amount of money that people has gained on this stock is immense, and we need to maybe analyze and actually see if our politicians has shares in companies like this, just to having that democracy side of it also, and keeping them in check, and not having these gains affect policy decisions, etc. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. If you enjoy the content, just don't forget to subscribe to WFinance&Stocks, and just ask me any question you want, or pin a comment there if you want me to dive into something else. And yeah, thank you for tuning in, and have a wonderful